Okay, so I have an update to my beach experiment. If you've been watching my videos consistently, you guys know a few months ago, I talked to this guy at the beach. I felt that there was something in the eye contact and we started talking, and I ended up being right that there was an attraction there, but I don't know if he was on the down low or what. He seemed to have some complexes where he was afraid to see where that would go, but it left a mark on me because I thought, how many men do I cross paths with in the real world, walking around, going to the grocery store or whatever, who I completely miss the signs and I don't realize that there might be an interest there or that there could be a connection there, because I think as gay men we're so conditioned to only interact with other gay men, or at least men who are, that there's an attraction with, on an app or at a gay bar. Like, it doesn't feel so safe or secure to just approach a random guy and hope for the best. We don't have that kind of privilege to assume that by default somebody is gay the way that we assume by default somebody is straight, right? So anyway, if you guys remember from that video, I said that moving forward, I will just go for it and see what happens. In the worst case scenario, somebody rejects me, right? I mean, it's not like I'm not used to rejection. So I went to the beach and I continued this little experiment. So obviously I didn't just go up to totally random guys, right? As I was walking, I love to walk on the beach in Miami. And so anytime that I felt an attraction and I basically made eye contact with somebody where I was like, could that be, was that just an innocent moment of eye contact, or was there something there? I decided to just go for it today when I went to the beach. So one guy, again, there was this eye contact and it felt longer than what would be just an innocuous moment of eye contact. So I just went up and approached him, hi, whatever. And I asked him if he was visiting Miami or local, and he had headphones in and he had taken them out to speak to me, and he was like, I'm local, and then he put his headphone back in. So then I was like, okay, he doesn't really seem to want to talk to me, which is fine. So strike one. Then I kept walking along, minding my own business, in my own little world, and again, I made eye contact with the guy, but this time it was I felt like he kept looking at me. He had sunglasses on, so again, you never know. He could be looking behind you. He could really be looking, in the distance, but it looks like he's looking at you. Again, I was like, fuck it. I think he's sexy. And we started talking, and we probably talked for a minute or two. He was smoking a cigar, and we started talking about cigars. Not that I know anything about cigars. And then the conversation just got a little awkward, and there was nothing else to say. And I literally was like, so while you're visiting, are you looking to hang out with anybody? Are you looking for company? He was like, no, I'm good, bro. And then he kept smoking his cigar. So again, strike two. I was like, okay, fair enough. Misread the signals, but a nice guy, all good. I keep walking. So this next guy, the third guy, was actually the first guy that I talked to, but I wanted to save the best for last. Actually, this is probably why I had then the chutzpah to talk to the other two guys. So with him, again, when I was just walking and I noticed him, I felt him glance a few times at me. But again, you never know, right? It could be your own delusion. He could be looking behind you. He could also just be like, who's this kid who keeps looking at me, right? It could be completely innocent. But I felt something, an instinct there, and I was like, fuck it. Again, nothing to lose. With him, when I waved from a distance and he smiled back and waved, I thought, all right, let's see. And we started talking, and we talked for a good, solid 5 to 7 minutes. And he was really nice and inquisitive as well, and about random things. He was asking me questions about living, how I like living in Miami. And so again, when this happens, you're like, he's either incredibly friendly or there is some kind of interest on his part. And also, at the beginning of the conversation, I said something like, I came over to you because I just thought you were beautiful, which is a very bold thing to say, by the way. But I said that on purpose because I figured if he's not remotely interested, he'll shut it down immediately. He'll be like, I appreciate that, but I'm not into guys or whatever. But he kind of glossed over it, said thank you, and then kept asking me questions about other stuff. So then again, to be bold and just cut to the chase and figure out like what the dynamic was, I said something like, let me ask you, are you attracted to me? Like, is this mutual? And he said, you have beautiful eyes, you're a good looking guy, which I appreciated. But my religion forbids me from this kind of thing. About how he's trying to stay close to God, and this is in scripture for a reason, all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I got a little freaked out. And a part of me was like, all right, a challenge. He's interested, but this is gonna be a challenge. Another part of me was like, stay away. This is too much drama. This is too much work, right? But he said something like, I'm here for a few days. We can definitely hang out. You could show me around. Let's definitely exchange numbers. But I just want to make it clear it'll be as friends. Like I don't want to give you the wrong sort of impression. Which I appreciated him saying that. I appreciated him being upfront about that. But again, it's like you never know. Is it just his comfort level's not there yet, but he just needs to know that he can feel safe and that you're not like some threatening lunatic, this picture that maybe religious leaders he's talked to or I don't know, documentaries he's watched have made gay men out to be. You don't know what kind of baggage somebody's bringing to the table, right? So part of me was still intrigued, which maybe makes me a psycho, I don't know. But another part of me was like, it shouldn't be this complicated. Like you're either interested in somebody or you're not. So he ended up taking my number and he said, I'll shoot you a text. Definitely let me know if you want to hang out, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. And I ended up shooting him a text back and we both said, great meeting you, whatever, when I came home from the beach because I left my phone at home. And then I just left it at that because I was like, I can't get involved in these complicated situations. I mean, if somebody literally tells you that it goes against their belief system to be involved in gay relations, yet you clearly feel something there. I mean, he complimented me for a reason, right? If you're not attracted, you would just say, you're a good looking guy, but it's not my thing. I'm not into guys, right? He could have just left it at that, but he made it about a religious thing and a belief system and that he's trying really hard to stay close to God and all this stuff. So anyway, that was my experience at the beach. Now, I still feel the same way I felt the last time, the beach video that I made a few months ago. I feel the same way, which is that, wow, like sometimes you just need to approach people and you never know who's actually attracted back to you. Like who knew that this guy, there was some kind of attraction. Like I wasn't crazy. There was an instinct there that I was like, I felt something there in the eye contact. I want to pursue this. But I'm also now left thinking, this is now multiple times that somebody is expressing interest, but not enough to actually like meet me halfway. And that's so irritating that I decided that moving forward, I'm not going to be as bold. I'm not just going to randomly approach. I shouldn't say randomly, it wasn't really random, but I won't just approach guys taking that leap, such a big leap of faith. Instead though, what I will do is read signals better, meaning, the last time at the beach, that guy had said hello to me first. I think I will wait for another guy to make a move first, and then I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and meet them halfway. But in terms of being proactive, the way that I was with these 3 guys today at the beach, it's honestly too painful when somebody expresses interest, but not enough to like I said, to meet you halfway. It's not a good feeling. Like at least the other 2 guys, it was very clear they were not interested. And for all I know, they were gay friendly or hetero flexible, as they say. For all I know, they just maybe weren't interested in me. That could also be the case, or they're just purely straight, or whatever the case. But at least it was very clear. But this third situation was very much reminiscent of that other video I made. And that's not a good feeling. Like that conjures up all these like childhood complexes of like, you have this attraction, but you're not, it's like too taboo or whatever for the other person. And, I don't want to be somebody's secret. I don't want to be somebody's, guilt or fear or complex or source of a complex. So anyway, these are all interesting experiences. I'm glad I went for it. This whole COVID nonsense, I can't really meet people in gay venues in person, right? All I can do is depend on apps. So it's refreshing to actually just like put myself out there and talk to these guys that I encounter, but I don't know if the energy is always worth what I get out. The result is always worth the energy put in. So I think moving forward, it'll just be about honing in on the signals as opposed to just taking a total chance and going up to somebody at the beach just because we made eye contact for like more than a nanosecond. Catch you next time.